Hello and welcome to Pushing the Limit. It's your boy NK with JT Jose Torres here. On this episode, we are talking I Spit on Your Grave, a movie directed by Miyazaki, made in 1978, but got a wider distribution released in 1980. This film is controversial for its depiction of rape and revenge because it tells the story of a girl who's in the woods doing her writing. She gets raped by 4 men, but this is a revenge story as it was originally called Day of the Woman before it got changed to I Spit on Your Grave. And she gets her revenge on these guys in very interesting ways, but the movie was so bad, supposedly, that Gene Siskel and Roger Ebert gave it both 0 stars. So this was one of the worst movies ever made before we met Chaos in 2005. If you missed that review, check out last episode. And this was one that, did it push your limits?
No, only because I think of the dating of the film. Like I said, I'll say this. Like I said, it's definitely it's a strong watch. I will give it that. But with the dating, the acting, wasn't great. But like I said, it's not one that I felt like I had to take a shower after. It's one of those. It's kind of a boring movie until the action kicks in. But the action kicks in and maybe it feels like at least 20 minutes in, and the start is slow. But like you said, we're following a character, a young lady who is a writer, an author, who's spending time in the country to write another novel. And, these 4 different people, guys in the town, take a liking to her, and they've all kind of flirted with her individually. They all realize where she's at, and so literally she's strolling on this, I don't know if it's rented property or what, but anyway, she's strolling on the property that she's staying in. And then one day, these 4 guys kind of corner her in the woods. Now you gotta understand, she is secluded, so it's the worst potential nightmare for anybody in that situation, because it's not only is she going to get jumped now by 4 guys and essentially raped, but it's now the fact that she's in the middle of the woods, she can scream all she wants to, no one's going to come to her aid. So I mean, that by itself, that mindset definitely makes it a tough watch. The scenes, the actual rape scenes, like I said, they're not easy to watch. I'm not a fan of the rape theme in films. It's just a hard thing for me to watch, but it's one of those, it is what it is.
I think that makes you a normal person.
Yeah.
So
I'm normal. But like I said, those are scenes that I'm like, I'd prefer not to watch, but for the sake of this project, I will watch it. But the scenes, I'll say this, the first rape scene was kind of, something was weird about it. I don't quite know what it is. I don't know if it was like an editing mess up, but there was they're starting to do the whatever, and there was like a weird jump. I mean, it actually, if it's an editing mistake, it took away from it. It really did, because kind of like, what the hell was that? So much to the fact that I think even in one of Ebert's things when they watched the movie, Ebert, he didn't just give it a 0. He said it was the worst film in film history, which then later got taken, like you said, by Chaos, which watched the last episode, they hadn't seen that. But it was so, when he saw it, they said that the audience was actually laughing at some of these early scenes. And not that I'm saying it was funny, but like I said, there was definitely some awkwardness on the shooting method of how it was done, which did take away from some of it. But like I said, so what you got is, you had the leader of the pack rapes her in front of the other 3. And then they leave her right there. And she's beaten, she's raped. Okay, it takes her a while to be able to, get up, and she's trying to make her way back to the house. And then suddenly we begin realizing they're not done with it. Okay, they are essentially playing it's a sadistic game of cat and mouse. It really is, because now they're letting her try to at least make it home while they're following her, only to then get her again, this time put her face down over a boulder or rock, and now guy number 2 has his way with her, and I'm not quite sure, but what happens, I think he ends up going a different route. Let's just leave it at that. Do you get what I'm saying?
No.
A different route and from behind? Okay. Anyway. Very taboo, I guess, for the time. The point is, she, lets out a blood-curdling scream. Like I said, once again, this was a tough watch, because at this point, this guy not only is raping her, the first guy raped her, that's bad enough. this guy's raping her, but now also beating the shit out of her as he's raping her. I mean, like, he's behind her and he's like doing this bit as he's doing the other. And it's like, dude. I mean, it's like, where's this hatred coming from? I mean, once again, this rape, of all the rapes in the film, this is probably the one that was the hardest to. This is the one that almost did make me turn it off. I'm not gonna lie, because it's not enough that he was raping her. He has to beat her at the same time. That was a tough scene.
Okay.
He got through it though. Then again, she's trying to make it home. And then she makes it home, only to get raped 2 more times. Now, one of the rapists started out as a quote unquote innocent guy. He was actually a virgin, okay? But he was slow up top. I don't know. They didn't allude to what specifically was his issue, but he did have some mental handicap issues. But he had a crush on the girl, and it turned out the plan was they were going to help him get with her to lose his virginity, but it turned into a gang rape. Okay, so what ends up happening? They basically force him to rape her, to have sex with her. So he does. He strangely tries to be gentle. It was weird. It was as weird as rape can be. It's going to be just and then the 4th guy like pulls him off, and then he has his way with her, and then they're done. But then it dawns on them, oh crap, she saw our faces. So they send the guy that was the virgin, the guy that they were trying to do this for supposedly, they send him in with a knife to kill her, because she's a witness. He goes in there, he can't bring himself to do it. So instead what he does is, she's bleeding, getting beaten, bleeding and all this. He takes a knife and basically kind of like puts some of her blood on the blade, and then goes back out and says, I killed her. So then they leave, okay? Once again, because it's secluded, they know it's going to be a while before her body's found. It's going to be a while before anybody comes to look for her. So they're figuring, okay, they're out in the clear. No one's going to know what happened. And like I said, this is 1978, so it's not like no CSI going to figure out who did what, okay? Except here's, obviously, she's not dead. So she slowly comes around. And it takes, at this point, the way the movie goes, I don't know if it took several weeks or a couple days, whatever, but time passes as she is healing, she's recovering, and she is plotting, okay? She's plotting her revenge. She starts then going back into town, where one of the guys is like, that lying son of a bitch didn't kill her. So now some stuff's gonna happen. Except here's the weird part is, she starts flirting with the guys, like enticing them, saying that, hey, I was at fault because I turned you guys on. I purposely led you guys on and then didn't do it. So, hey, that was my fault. And tricking them. Okay? Mm-hmm. And the guys are falling for this one by one, not together. So the first guy, she gets, and they're trying to get together in this lake, and she's wearing this white dress, and then she dumps him out, and as he comes to chase her, she did some kind of rig where he ended up hanging from the damn tree. Damn. Each kill is kind of like, holy crap, I mean, very methodical, okay? Then with one guy, I believe one guy got, I don't know if he got stabbed. Like I said, I saw the film, but like I said, it's like, at this point, it's kind of like, holy crap, I was still so shocked. That one of the deaths that she did, one of the ways she got back, stuck with me so bad that it was kind of like, at that point, I'm still finishing the film, but it's like, not registering. She ends up getting her vengeance on all 4 men, but the biggest, the worst one, the holy crap moment of the film, of the vengeance part, was the main dude, the main guy, the first guy that raped her, the leader of the pack.
Right.
She entices him to take a shower with her. So, right. A bath, right? Not bath. And said bath, she starts handling his equipment to the point that right as he's about to have his fun time. Yep. She's basically like telling him, "Hey, I killed all your friends," and he's kind of like thinking she's just nutty. And then she takes a knife, puts it under the bubbles. He's not seeing it because he's all eyes closed and in his fun time. She puts it down. Dude, man, look. She puts it down there. So he's oblivious that there is a blade under the bubbles. Okay. And then next thing she does like a little movement, and he's like, oh, because the water is so hot, he's not feeling that it was a cut. It's just he felt a nick. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry, I made it a little rough with you. And then as she gets up, he starts like starts kicking in, and something ain't quite right. And then as she gets out of the bath, you see just this big burst of a bubble of blood come up through the bubble. And he's freaking out, high pitched scream, you know, and then he basically just bleeds her to death because the water's hot. He's bleeding into the tub.
Mm-hmm.
So that, I'm like, dude, I was like, don't get me wrong, he had it coming. He did.
They all deserved it.
They all deserved it. But it was just like, remind me never to piss my wife off or piss off anyone. I mean, like I said, it's one of those, did it make me have a shower? No. Is it something I would watch again? Like I said, with the theme, it's not something that I would just, oh, I'm going to go watch this. You know, it's not like that. But like I said, by today's standards, the movie didn't make me, like I said, one scene did make me almost turn it off, but I didn't. So this one, I wouldn't say got me. It's an uncomfortable watch. I'll give you that because, once again, similar to Salo, it was an uncomfortable watch because of the theme, but different from Salo because one of the scenes had such violence against this woman that was like, dude, you're already doing this evil thing. Why? You know, so that, I mean, it was definitely, I mean, uncomfortable is not even the right word. It was there was more evil, I feel, in this film than there was in Salo, or at least in a different way. But
I'm not saying,
in a different way. In a different way, yeah, they were evil. It was a different kind of evil. Okay. Okay. But still evil. Still better than chaos, though.
Okay. Okay.
But no, like I said, it was a hard watch. I can see why Ebert, you know, I can see why he didn't like it because like I said it really is just kind of a gore fest of violence and putting women down and then over the top vengeance. You know,
she gets her revenge.
She gets her revenge, but like I said, I can't say that the guys didn't have it coming. They do have it coming. They did have it coming. But it's just kind of like one of those. Once the film is done, you're kind of like, you don't quite know how you feel about it. Obviously, you're disgusted because of what's happened to her, but it's kind of like I don't know. It kind of left me in like a weird. You know what? Here's what I'm gonna say. Just like the very first one, I found that I was like, let me watch something like Bachelor Party, something funny. Just to kind of, I'm like, let me get out of this funk. I mean, I'll say this: I didn't have to shower, it didn't break me, but it did kind of like it was a depressing film. You know, in that it makes you feel like, damn. It's kind of like.
I got a couple questions before we close up shop here. You had mentioned that the cast, the male cast members, actually got requested to be naked throughout, like fully naked throughout the film to support the fact that she's gonna be naked throughout the film.
Yes, and some kind of behind the scenes, the 4 male actors apparently, if I understand, did ask it, request that they also be naked for 2 reasons. That was one of them, was to have solidarity for the fact that she was gonna have to be naked in front of them the whole time. So to kind of level the playing field, the actors like, look, if she's gonna be naked the whole movie, we should be naked because, you know, that's not right for all of us to be dressed and she's gonna be the only one naked through most movies. So, you know,
that's a respect thing.
Yeah, as far as the actors, you know. And also it was kind of, and it was mainly that, and slightly also to kind of get over their own, to get over the awkwardness of, hey, there's one person naked. Let's all get naked, get it out of the way, and progress with the job. So, you know, that was kind of an interesting tidbit from behind the scenes.
Okay. Now, they also made they also remade the movie in 2010, and there was a sequel to that which had the original ladies who starred the movie in the sequel, but compared to the remake, not the sequel to the remake, but the original remake. How does that compare to the original one? I did see the remake. Like I said, there were definitely some, what's the word I'm looking for? They did take some liberties with some of how they did it. You know, and remakes are going to do that. You know, I'll give you that. Well, there's like a 30-year
gap.
30-year gap.
Yeah. So they had to
modernize some things. Yeah.
But outside of the wowing, outside of the extra stuff, the storyline, you know, was very, very similar. You know, they didn't deviate from the main start of the story as far as a girl going out there. They did kind of make it kind of a worse twist though, because in this case, one of the guys in the remake was the damn sheriff. So the person that's supposed to protect you is actually partaking.
Playing the corrupt field.
Exactly, yeah.
Character field. Okay.
Now, being that it is newer, being that, you know, like I said, 30-year gap in what they can get away with on film, as far as the rape scenes, as far as the scenes of her getting, you know, messed up, yeah, it was definitely, I would say, a tougher watch, only because 30 years later, there's more, brutality, more gore to a point. But the vengeance part of it, the vengeance half of the film, they also took it to it. I mean, they...
okay.
Yeah, I suppose, wait, the remake is worth a watch. I'll say that. Is it better than the original? It's not really a fair comparison because, to your point, the 30-year gap, the remake is going to go places where the original one just couldn't for the time. Whether it was with effects, special effects, or this and that. But like I said, they are... It's not a really fair comparison.
Okay, that's fair. Like I said, it's a 30-year gap between making the first one and the remake. So.
Yeah.
All right, so you didn't shower.
No.
You actually survived this one. All right. That was I Spit on Your Grave, or excuse me, I Spit on Your Grave.
Day of the Woman.
Day of the Woman. Check that out if you can handle it.
Tough watch.
Come back next week, and we are going to talk a Serbian film. And if Salo broke him, this one might just break him as well. And I am excited to talk this movie. I've been excited. This is one of the ones I wanted him to watch for a while. So come back next week. We are going to talk a Serbian film. And thank you for watching Pushing the Limit.